We often think the struggle of networking is in meeting people, but it's not in the meeting people where we fall down on the job. It's in the following up. What I've learned as I talk to people about networking is that when most people say they're struggling with networking, they're not talking about finding people to network with. They're talking about keeping in touch. You know, you go to an event, you meet someone great, and you say, let's keep in touch. And then nothing. Now it's been weeks. You're staring at your computer screen or your LinkedIn, and you're wondering, is it weird if I message them now? You're not alone. This is truly the part most people get stuck on. Seriously, I ran a poll and asked, what's the hardest part about networking? I thought people would say approaching people, meeting the first time. Nope. Hands down, people said following up. And when I say follow up, I'm not talking about sales follow up, lead nurturing. I am talking about good old fashioned keeping in touch. So in this episode, we're going to break down why it's so hard to follow up and what to do instead. Welcome to Creating Opportunities, the podcast for professionals who know that building relationships isn't just a soft skill, it's a career advantage. I'm Cassandra Thompson, and every week we talk about how to better connect in our work lives. Whether you're leading a team, landing a client, or frankly, just feel disconnected in your day-to-day, this podcast is here to help. A huge reason I see people not follow up has nothing to do with, oh, I forgot. It has to do with mindset. We're overthinking it. And there are a couple of blocks I see come up again and again. First up, perfectionism. Oh, what a fun one. You want to say the exact right thing, so you end up saying nothing at all. You think, I'll write them when I have something very thoughtful and deep to message about, which turns into never. We get so caught up in trying to create the perfect message that we just shut down from talking. And here's the truth. The perfect message is just procrastination in disguise. Second version of this that I see pair with perfectionism a lot is a fear of rejection. If we're really honest, a lot of us don't reach out because we go, what if they don't respond? Or worse, what if they do respond and they're annoyed? Or just general, they say no to my coffee invite, etc. So instead of risking that, you just don't message at all. This is not helping our case on how to build good relationships if we keep letting these things get in the way. But there's a third one in terms of mindset that I see come up. Imposter syndrome. We do this to ourselves all the time, especially if you want to talk to someone who's at a higher level than you. We go, well, why would they want to hear from me? Like, who do I think I am? They're not going to want to hear from me. And then there's a cousin to that, which is just having low self-worth. This one's sneaky. You convince yourself you have nothing valuable to offer, so you just don't reach out. Again, this takes place a lot where someone's higher, or if you just can't figure out, like, what's the thing I can give them, right? This is why I'm so big on not talking about giving value, but everyone has something valuable to offer, and it's called care. You can just say, hey, I thought of you today. Who doesn't want to be thought of? Hey, I thought of you today. What's going on with you? But we go, no, I'm not worthy. Who do I think I am messaging them? This one's real. It might sound like I'm kidding around. I have come to this one many a time, and it has kept me from building relationships that, had I been brave, could have taken me really cool places, I'm sure. But I just went, oh no, I don't know what to say to that. Who do I think I am to talk to that person? It's stopping you from building great relationships. And then there's the assumption of disinterest. This is when, if they haven't followed up, we take it as a sign of, oh, they didn't really like me that much. Oh, they don't want to talk to me. I guess the connection wasn't mutual. When in all honesty, 99% of the time, they're just busy. They're just as busy and overwhelmed as you are. I'll be very honest. One of the biggest things you have to get over in relationship building is that you are going to go first 99% of the time. Because here's the thing, most people are bad at relationship management. They're just as bad at the follow-up as you are. So you have to be that 1% that's different. You are a leader now. You are going to go first, which means we can't just decide that, oh, because they didn't message, they don't like me. No, message them, follow up again. Depending on the relationship, I have like a 3 strikes rule where I'll try a couple times, and then if I hear nothing, I go, okay, I guess maybe the connection wasn't as great as I thought. fine. But you gotta try. Here's the thing. These mindset blocks aren't character flaws. You're not special and different. You're not the only one who feels this way. These are really common and totally normal. But if we don't name them, we'll keep pretending the problem is, oh, I just forgot, or oh, I don't have enough time, when really we're afraid of being seen the wrong way. But let's move on to the next issue, because yes, sometimes it is about time, but not in the way you think. It's not that you're lazy or that you don't care, it's that you don't have a system. So the people you want to follow up with, they either get lost in your inbox, or they're a stack of business cards that you threw in a drawer when you got home from a convention, or there are a bunch of Instagrams you now follow, but you don't remember who these people are or where you met them. Bottom line, you don't have a rhythm for following up, so it falls through the cracks. And when I say you don't have a system, just so you know, I'm not saying the system has to be deep. Like, let me give you 2 examples. One of my systems is that before I go to an event, I block time on my calendar for when I get home that says, follow up, and that's where I take all those business cards and I message people and I add them to my CRM. I use Folk, by the way. I can put my affiliate link to it down below. It's a great tool because it's a relationship manager, not just like a salesy get to, lead them in a funnel kind of, or pipeline kind of tool. But I block the time on my calendar. The idea that I block time on my calendar pre-event for post-event, and then sit down post-event in that block time to message, that's a system. They don't have to be deep. Here's another system. This is a version of what Jordan Harbinger has talked about before. Get in your phone, scroll to the bottom of go to messages, scroll to the bottom. Who have you not talked to? Message them each day. Take whoever's at the bottom, message them and say, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while, thought of you today. If you have a couple minutes, let me know what's going on. Doing that once a day, that's a system. Pretty simple. But there are some other time/logistics things that get in our way, like trying to get in touch with too many contacts at once. I see this a lot, an all or nothing attitude, especially if you were at a big event or you're in a busy season. It can be overwhelming. You met 20 people, or you've met 50 people or 100 people. You liked 5. You intended to follow up with them, and then you didn't. No one said you have to get in touch with all 50. And no one said you have to get in touch with all 50 in one day. What if you did 10 messages a day, or you focused on those 3 people? I'll be honest, right now, I met people a little over a week ago at a conference, and I was sick. And so I haven't had a chance to get in touch. And there were too many of them that, like, yesterday, I emailed a certain group that were kind of priority. Today, tomorrow, I'll message and email a couple of others just to let them know, hey, it was nice meeting you, and follow up. It's not too late. Which goes to the next one. If we delay, we go into an awkward spiral. Not a shame spiral, an awkward spiral. This is classic. You've waited a couple days, weeks, or months, and now it feels weird. You sit there and go, well, it'd be really strange if I reached out now. So then you wait even longer. And now it's really strange, and so you just don't message at all. We don't want to do that. Or another reason, you're waiting for the perfect reason that's worthwhile to message. You want to follow up, but you only want to follow up if you have something worthwhile to share. Like an article to send, or a job to share, or an ask you need to make, because it kind of goes with one of the mindsets of you don't want to bother them. But then nothing ever feels quite right, and so you never reach out. We can't just message when we need something or when we think we have something really important. Again, this is where I love to building these business professional relationships that are quote unquote networking is not that different from friendships. Most of the time when you message a friend, it's not because you need something or you have something worthwhile to share. Or, let's be real, you do think it's worthwhile, but you didn't overthink it. Sending your friend the reel of the guy addicted to Diet Coke as much as she is was worthwhile enough. But in our business relationships, we go, no, it can't be that simple. Or I can't just, friend you'll message and just go, hey, how's it going? I can't do that with the business relationships. Why not? So to help with these sorts of things, you need to schedule it. I have time on my calendar every day for peopling, where I get in touch with people. Now, don't overdo the process, right? It's not all or nothing. Maybe it's that you send 3 text messages a day, or you DM with 3 people in a day, or you have a list of contacts you really want to keep in touch with, right? There's so many different ways of doing this, but let's say you have a list of 100 people you really want to stay in touch with. You message one of them a day. Easy. That means every 3 months you're messaging somebody, or you're messaging that person, right? And then it moves on. And here's what's crazy is you send those messages, and those messages turn into the person writing you back and them letting you know something they need help with that now you can provide and care for them and give something quote unquote valuable. Or they ask how you're doing and you have the chance to share what you're working on, and they go, oh my gosh, I know someone I should send to you. Like, you never know until you put that follow-up out there. But it leads to clients, to referrals, to new opportunities you can't even see coming. And here's the thing, if we don't block the time, the day will come where you do need a favor, but you don't want to ask because now that will feel gross and like a networking user, which leads to the last reason we fail, and that is the futility mindset. Now again, this one's subtle, but it shows up all the time. You finally send a message, you feel great about it, and then nothing happens. Or like you send a message, you have a Zoom call, and you go, they were nice, they're nice, that's it. You never message them again. Because at the end of that, there was no job offer, no collaboration, no specific next step, and so you just go, thanks, great to meet you too. And you start thinking, well, that was pointless. So because of that, a few things start to happen. You start underestimating the long game. And let's be real, networking is a long game. A lot of opportunities come up with people on the 6th, 12th, 18th time you talk, or months have gone by. A lot of opportunities come from people you talk to 6 months ago, 18 months ago. I have an opportunity right now that it's with someone I've known for 12 years. Haven't had an opportunity from them in 12 years, and now there's one there. I know someone who her biggest speaking deal is somebody she reconnected with from college. She's not 25. Like, you don't know when these opportunities will come, but you gotta stay in touch. The other version of this is being too results focused. So if every follow-up has to lead to something tangible right away, you're gonna quit this practice real fast. Because most relationships don't work like that. The amount of people I message 3 times before they ever reply is wild. Does it kind of suck? Yes, I'll be honest. But I'm determined to still be that person that cares for others. And so I will go first and message them. And then when we talk, I don't really expect anything. I'm there to find out, what do they need? What's going on with them? And if I get a chance to say what I'm working on or what I might need help with, great. And if they can't help me, cool. But who knows? We just need to stay top of mind and put it out there. And then another part of the futility mindset is dismissing small interactions. These are the tiny things like commenting on someone's LinkedIn, or thinking, oh, I can't message them and say, hey, it was great meeting you. Like, that's not enough. I need to do more. Well, sometimes that really is all we have with a person in that moment, and that's okay. It's not always about what you say. It's about staying present in their world. Again, top of mind. I mean, honestly, think about how many people we see in a day just from scrolling our phones, scrolling Instagram or TikTok, etc. Being able to just stay top of mind by dropping something small into a comment or an email or a text, that's huge. With how many people are out there, to stay top of mind is a real big deal. And then there's one that's called the I'm not ready yet lie. This is the, oh, I'll message them once I get the new job, once I launch the offer, once I fix my website, then I'll follow up. But by the time you're ready, the moment, the connection, or the way they could have helped passed. In fact, with my LinkedIn coaching, a lot of people will tell me, oh yeah, I'm gonna hire you to help me with LinkedIn once my website's finished or once the course is ready to launch. And I go, well, why? We could be meeting the people and building your community and people to reach out to now so that once it's launched, you have people to talk to. You have somebody to ask for a referral or to buy your course, whatever. Like, don't wait until something's done to start building the relationships. But there is a science to sticking with these small deposits and why people don't. And it's called present bias. It is our tendency to favor immediate rewards and not future gains. So this is why people don't save for retirement the way they should, right? They're not seeing the payout of what they did until decades later. They don't feel the future the way they feel, oh, I could take a trip to Hawaii tomorrow. So it's the same with following up. You don't feel the response today. You don't know the outcome of what building that relationship will give today. And so you go, oh, it's not really that important. I won't do it. But guess what? Every small check-in is like a micro deposit into your social savings account. Even if it doesn't pay off right away, it builds trust and familiarity and momentum so that down the road, when you do need to ask a favor, you have every right to go cash in on that deposit. They still might say no, but you can try, right? You're not the person coming out of the woodwork, out of the blue from nowhere going, hey, can you look into my business, or would you like to buy from me, or do you think you could recommend me for that job? No, they've gotten to know you, go, oh my gosh, I would love to recommend you for that job. Different. So that message that you think didn't matter, it's actually building a lot of social capital. And then when the time comes where you need something real, you're not making a cold ask, you're cashing in on the trust that you invested in. So if follow-up feels hard, awkward, like a waste of time, you're not broken, you're not the only one, you're very normal. But it's time to shift how you think about it. We don't need the perfect message or a fancy reason, and you definitely don't need to wait until you feel ready. You just need to make space for it. Like I said, I put it on my calendar every single day to check in with people. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's one message, but it keeps me connected, and that's what matters. So here's your move. Pick one person you've meant to reach out to. Not because you need something, just because you've been meaning to. Like, oh, I keep thinking about that person. Just reach out to them. Put 15 minutes on your calendar this week. Literally schedule it. Block that time and start building the habit. Start with that one person. Reach out to them. Send a text, an email, a DM. I don't care. Just reach out to them. And if your whole team struggles with this is exactly what we dive into in the second Hello workshop. It's where I teach real systems and strategies for follow-up that don't feel fake, forced, or forgotten. So if this is something you want to explore, you can learn more and set up a call at cassthompson.com/speaker, and that'll be in the show notes and the description box. If this episode gave you a little clarity, or maybe a slight guilt trip, you're welcome. Remember, follow-up isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. So block the time, send the message, keep the connection alive, be the 1% that goes first, and do all of this before that connection fades into, oh, I meant to keep in contact. Oh, I meant to reach out to them. And let me know in the comments if you do reach out. I would love to hear about it. And next time, we'll talk more about that system for keeping in touch. I'll see you then. Thank you for tuning into the Creating Opportunities podcast. If you found this valuable, please hit subscribe wherever you're listening. And it would really help us out if you leave a quick review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And if you are watching this on YouTube, hi to my YouTube folks, please like and comment below. I do read every one. And it's small things like that that make a big difference in getting this show out there to more people who want to have better relationships in their work lives. So thank you for that, and I'll see you in the next one.